Hey guys, it's your girl Phoenix, and thank you for tuning into another Boss Bitch Tips episode. This episode is called How Important Are Looks in Romantic Relationships? Love and your emotional attachment to somebody trumps everything. We have our preferences when we start to try to say how we want to imagine the person to be. Oh yeah, he's got to have this, he got to look like this, and if he ain't got this, and if he bald, and if he got a gut, we got all these things that we envision that partner would look like related to how we're physically attracted to people that we see that we don't know, right? So we have that already in our mind. But in my experience, it's more so about the way a person makes you feel right here. Because if somebody makes you feel a certain way right here, there is just something that happens that kind of, for the most part, is what puts you in that place to deal with somebody and not being able to rationalize why you're with a certain person. Like, you'll say, I usually like guys who are taller than me, or who are slim, or who are athletic, or who have mustaches. You have all these ideas in terms of like aesthetics. But then you fall in love and get married with, or you're with someone for a long time that looks nothing like that. But you love them and you really enjoy being with them, but you can't rationalize why you chose them. In my experience also, if looks are really important, it's because you're not really into that person. Like if looks is the deal breaker and you're like, oh, this person got this or they got this, you're not really into them. They're not really tugging on your heartstrings in that kind of way to make you think, bypass all of those things that you consciously said your partner was going to be like, or I ain't going to date this person if they don't have this. When you're in love and when you really desire somebody, or they change your life in a way that not a lot of people can, there's not a lot of rationalization there. There's just emotions, and there's just like, I don't know, and a lot of us have those friends where it's just like, I could never see you with that kind of person or whatever, or it's an interesting choice that you made, but they're happy, or you can tell that they're into them even though it's not somebody who they thought. I had a friend at one point who just started off really intimate with a guy. It wasn't supposed to be nothing serious or whatever, but she found herself starting to look at the other attributes he had and what he brought to the table, and how he was as a person, and how he was with his parents, and soon she could see herself having his kids, and she could see herself being with him. But yeah, she was just like, I never thought that I would be with a guy who was shorter than me, or I never thought I would be with a guy who didn't have, this color hair or this color eyes. But it's like the things that we say when we don't really have anything else but our eyes and what we think, ooh, that looks good. That's what we say. We get real specific, but when you feel some type of way about somebody, the specifics kind of go out of the window if your heart is really open, So in summation, looks don't matter extremely. Like, looks are not going to make a person not be with you if they love you, Now, I'm not saying that somebody won't make a comment about, like, say for instance, if you used to look a certain way and then you changed or whatever, and then there's real talk, or you guys have an argument and they mention something. I'm not saying that it's not something that they think about. Like if you gain weight all of a sudden, or you lost a lot of weight, or you're not taking care of yourself properly, or you're balding. I mean, there's a ton of things that change that a person may mention, but they're not going to leave you because of those things if they love you. And especially if they're in love with you. If they're in love with you, it's an energy thing. It's a heart-to-heart thing. And it's an emotional thing. And they're driven by the way that you make them feel versus, them looking at you and being able to consume you in that very carnal way, which is powerful. But again, in my experience and a lot of people that I know that are in love, they will accept a lot and they will learn to appreciate things that are on more of a deeper level than they would if they were just liking the person. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and check me out and stay tuned for another video. And if you have any questions or topic ideas, email me at asktheboss@gmail.com. That's www.askthebawse@gmail.com. Peace.